On December 20, 2020, a 30-foot boat departed from Bahamas Island for Florida, and 20 passengers boarded it. Since this boat had seen the trip from Bahamas to Florida many times before, this trip was also completely normal for them. But what happened to this boat in the middle of the sea? Did they go to the sea or were they struck by a storm? If there was any information, it was that this boat had left Bahamas Island in perfect condition, but there was one more information other than this information, and that was that this boat had to cross the Bermuda Triangle. When the American Coast Guard learned of this, a search operation was conducted, which lasted for 4 days and 4 nights in that part of the sea. But it is not possible that even one part of that boat was found. Viewers, we have all heard many stories about the Bermuda Triangle. The Bermuda Triangle is a very large part of the sea, which is actually found in the Atlantic Ocean. This triangle ends from Florida to Bermuda Island and then from Puerto Rico to Florida again. The area of this triangle is equal to 800,000 square kilometers, which means that this triangle is larger than Pakistan and Turkey, which is sometimes called the Bermuda Triangle and sometimes the Devil's Triangle. This triangle is famous all over the world for its mysterious phenomena, from where the contact of ships and airplanes suddenly breaks from its base station and they disappear forever. A large number of ships and airplanes have been lost in this triangle so far. So far, only a few ships and airplanes have been found by researchers from the bottom of the sea, but not from the place where they were last shown on the radar, while others have not been found and no one has been able to find out about the people inside them. A powerful vortex is found in this part of the sea, where sea monsters and aliens live. After all, there is something abnormal in the Bermuda Triangle, due to which it does not leave the largest cargo ships or any ship. The actual reason for the abnormal activities here has finally been found by scientists. This matter started in 1945 when 5 torpedo bomber aircrafts of the U.S. Navy were on a mission. This was a routine practice for 14 people sitting in those 5 aircrafts, but as soon as they entered the area of the Bermuda Triangle, those 5 bomber aircrafts suddenly disappeared from the radar of the U.S. Navy, and that too at the same time. Because only a few months had passed since the end of World War II at that time, the U.S. Navy suspected that perhaps some enemy had dropped their plans. Another Navy aircraft was sent in search of them, but surprisingly, it also disappeared from the radar as soon as it entered the area of the Bermuda Triangle, and thus neither of those 5 bomber aircrafts nor of that rescue ship could be found. This was the incident after which the whole world began to see the Bermuda Triangle from the eyes of fear. But about 10 years before this incident, a similar scene had happened with another plane, but fortunately, they had succeeded in saving their lives. 19-year-old twins George and David Rothschild were officers in the U.S. Navy. Suddenly they got news of their father's death, so they had to go to their hometown by sitting in a private aircraft. It had only been 20 minutes since the ship reached the sea of the Bermuda Triangle that the pilot told them that all the instruments of the ship have stopped working. Neither did the pilot know about the fuel, nor was his radio working, nor did he know in which direction he was going at that time. These 2 brothers said that even from such a height, we could not see any ship and not even a small part of the ground. Only water and only water could be seen from a distance. In the meantime, the pilot's sweat started dripping and he fainted. But fortunately, there was also a co-pilot on board who took control of the airplane. After a few hours of this horrific flight, they finally saw the ground where the airplane had been landed in an emergency. Many years later, when the Bermuda Triangle became famous for its mysterious incidents, then these 2 brothers found out that they had been prey to this thing themselves and were lucky to survive. In 2015, a cargo ship called Alfaro was going from Florida to Puerto Rico, which disappeared from the radar on October 1, 2015. The U.S. Coast Guard and the Air Force conducted a combined search operation. And after a full month of search, Alfaro disappeared 15,000 feet below sea level. The IT was found at the bottom of the sea, 15,000 feet below the sea. When the last contact with the captain of the ship took place, it seemed as if water had entered the ship, and that was the last contact with Alfaro. On February 23, 2017, a Turkish airline plane was to land in Havana, the city of TK-183 Cuba. And for this reason, it had to pass over the Bermuda Triangle. But suddenly, the pilot reported to the control tower that the airplane was behaving abnormally. Because of this, the pilot immediately changed the direction of the ship and landed the airplane at Dulles Airport instead of Havana and saved the lives of 440 passengers. Many more such incidents have occurred within the Bermuda Triangle. Many incidents have been reported, whose list is available on Wikipedia. But there were some incidents that have never been reported. In 1967, on Christmas Day, an American businessman named Barack went to Miami Beach in his luxury yacht. But shortly after, the beach guards got a call from Barack and he said that his yacht had collided with something. When the guards reached there, they did not find any yacht and neither did they find any sign of Barack. The mystery of what had collided with him in the sea was buried with Barack forever. The mysteries of the Bermuda Triangle are once again fresh in people's minds after every new incident. And like every time, to find the answer to this mystery, the scientists' search once again begins. But this time, the scientists have found some solid evidence which makes it clear that perhaps this mystery has now been solved. An American team from the University of Colorado did a close survey of the Bermuda Triangle and they found something that perhaps no one had seen before. They noticed that some clouds were forming on the Bermuda Triangle, which are neither square nor circle. In fact, these clouds look like hexagons and their size is as big as 88 kilometers. The expert team believes that these clouds are not ordinary clouds, but rather they are airborne clouds. That is, when these strange clouds are formed, very strong gusts of wind blow beneath them whose speed is 250 kilometers per hour. The speed of these gusts of wind is so fast that no aircraft can fly normally in them. And because of them, the waves that form in the water, no bigger ship can float in them. Scientists say that perhaps the incident in the Bermuda Triangle can also be considered a reason. I hope you will like and share this episode.